Hey crafter, and welcome to my channel, Craft is Autonomous. It is Amanda here giving you the knowledge and skills you need to craft it yourself. Today is going to be installment number 3 of the review video mini-series I'm doing. If you want to check out the 2 I've already done, click the card up there. Today we are going to be looking at Surebonder's mini high-temp detailed hot glue gun. I think I got all those words in there. You'll see the Amazon listing pop up so you know exactly what I'm talking about, and also it's linked in the description down below. So this glue gun I got for Christmas, and it is replacing my old glue gun, and it's like Surebonder's other older, I guess, mini detail glue gun. Yeah, this one's a high temp one as well. So you might be wondering, Amanda, you already own a hot glue gun. Why do you want one for Christmas? So this one came defective when I got it like a million years ago, and I never actually followed up with them because I honestly didn't notice it for like months of using this, and I was like, that's not a nice clean opening, so I never did anything about it. But while I love the concept of a hot glue gun, this one had a lot of issues, and I'm gonna get into that when I talk about the pros and cons, but basically it was time for me to get an upgrade. And let me tell you, they have upgraded this bad boy. I'm so happy. I can't wait to talk you through all the features of this one and tell you how much better it is than this one. And at the end of the video, my mom made me promise that if I got this for Christmas, I'd have to throw this old one away. So at the end, we're gonna be throwing this one away. All right, let's take a closer look at this glue gun. As of the time of filming this video, this product is listed on Amazon for $13.08. This is their mini detail glue gun. It's the detail glue gun because it has a very fine tip and it kind of sticks out a little bit, so you can be very precise with this glue gun. Other things you need to know about this glue gun: it has this plastic little kickstand here that you can kick out of your way or kick down when you're using it. It has a nice long trigger. It is a high temp glue gun, so some glue guns are low temp, some are high temp, some can do both. This one is a high temp. So generally speaking, high temp glue guns work better for materials that are less porous, and they don't work as well in things that are more porous. The reason for this is just because the glue gets to a higher temperature, it becomes more liquidy, so porous materials tend to kind of soak it up and not actually let it create a bond between the two things you want to connect. You'll know that the tip has this nice rubber green part around it as an insulation. This glue gun's been heating up for a while, and I can safely touch this. Okay, I'm not like, don't purposely touch it, but I'm not like burning myself if I do this. So that's really nice, because if I were to touch the exposed metal part, I would definitely burn myself. Some other features of this glue gun is it has these side fins on here. You turn it on and off, there's just a little switch right here, and when it's on, the light's on. When it's off, the light goes off. So that's super handy. And last of all, it has this kind of stand at the base here to stay really well balanced, and the cable just comes out the back. So I'll show you this glue gun in action really quick, just briefly. So as you can see, I can be super precise in how much glue I squeeze out. I can also be precise in direction, where I'm not having it be super globby in some areas and thinner in others. This one's really nice if you want to do just quick little touch-ups, like if I just needed to dot something really quick. There we go, very nice and small and precise. And I could also even like write letters. I'll write a C and an A for Craft is Autonomous. Okay, so like, yes, that's a little sloppy, but with practice you can be super precise with this. I just kind of did those quick, but as you can see, you can get some curves in there and pretty much get it where you want it to go. So let me talk to you about some of my favorite things with the new one, especially as it relates to the older model. So first of all, this plastic kickstand. I absolutely love this. It's so easy to use, and I love that it's plastic, because on this guy, and the metal could get really hot. I almost burned myself several times on it, and also it's like really hard to kick back and forth with just one hand, because just this thin metal piece, you kind of, if you don't grab it at the exact right angle, you'll bend it. Whereas with this new and improved model, I can just pick it up, kick the kickstand out of the way, start gluing. When I'm done, kick the kickstand out and set it down. Another thing I can do, because it has these fins, it's safe to just lay it on its side. So I could, quick pick it up, kick the kickstand out of the way, do my gluing, and then I'm done, just lay it on its side. Because the fins are designed so that way it will lean downward and will come out the tip versus backlogging your glue gun. Super nice. Probably my absolute favorite thing though about this glue gun is this whole deal with the back end here. So if we look at the previous model here, it's kind of similar in structure, similar trigger, similar tip, similar body, and you have a kickstand and a base. But here's what happens. The kickstand, I've already explained my issues with that, but the base, you have the cable coming out of it right here. So technically you can squish the cable down and get it to stay, but what happens is you're using your glue gun, you set it down, and the cable catches it and it falls over. All the time, drove me absolutely insane. Then when it did fall over, guess what? Their hot glue is gonna start sliding back that way if it's at an angle at all. As you can see, that happened to me. My glue gun here is super backlogged. With the newer model though, they have a flat base and then the cord comes out the back versus like out the bottom / side. So that is super nice. I can be hot gluing and then just stick it down and it stays. This one, I go to stick it down, like see even now, like if my cable's not exactly balanced behind it, it's gonna fall over. This one I can have the cable pulling any which way, it's not gonna matter. On that note, as a con for this, the cable, I really wish it was longer. With this guy, I was wishing the cable was longer. With the new one, I am again wishing the cable was longer. I have a setup here where I have it plugged into an extender. So that's another item I have to keep track of when I want to use this hot glue gun. And actually I did a side-by-side comparison. And actually this one, the cord's a little bit shorter. I was really disappointed in that. Would have really loved to see a longer cable. So now all the abilities for it to stand really well. As much as I love them, they do come with a slight little downside just to be aware of. This base lines up really well. So well that if you forget to put the kickstand down and you set it down like that, it's gonna balance on this kickstand and the tip. If your tip is hot and you set it on a plastic table, you will melt your table. I did that right there, so I was kind of bummed out about that. So that is something to keep in mind. Like with this one, I was super hyper aware of how I set it down because it was so hard to set down. This one, it is easy if you don't put the kickstand back down and you just set it. It's gonna balance, you're not gonna think twice, and then when you pick it up, you may have melted your surface. As a pro though, it does have a really nice fine tip. I really like how it's got, you know, the cone part, but then it has a long straight section so you can really see what you're doing. With this one, if the tip had been made properly, it would be about the same in diameter as this one, but this one ends at a cone, so it just looks chunkier, whereas this new model, it has the fine tip sticking out way further, so you can really see and be super precise with your projects. Another con with this one is I've noticed this happen only a couple times, but sometimes if I leave it on for too long, so like now I flipped it off to prevent this, if I leave it on for too long, it will start dripping hot glue. That kind of comes with the territory of hot glue guns. So that wasn't a super big deal for me. Like you saw earlier, I had a piece of cardboard down. However, I did see that they have some models that have a little glue drip catch plate that attaches to here, which I thought was super cool. And I kind of wish they'd thrown it in on this one. I feel like that would have been a nice addition. I do love, however, that the switch to turn it on and off is super easy, and it gives you a light on the back so you know, hey dummy, don't burn yourself, it's on, because that's me. I like forget if it's on, forget if it's off. You don't want to just touch it and be like, oh, I burned myself, it must be on. It's nice having a really sure way to know whether it's in the on position or off position. My final con for this product is the amount of time it takes the hot glue gun to heat up. I've noticed several times that I have to really let it sit to heat up before I can use it and get consistent results. Sometimes I let it sit and it's hot enough where a little bit of glue will come out, but it's not hot enough to continuously melt the glue as I feed it through there. So you have to just make sure that you remember to wait long enough before you use it to make sure it's fully heated so you get the best and most consistent results. But other than that, I think that this one is so much better than their older model. Like basically all the things I loved about the older model, they kept with this one, and all the things that I could not stand, like the kickstand or how the cord was, they totally fixed that, and I think they did an awesome job with that. But that is my pros and cons list for the Surebonder Mini Hi-Temp Detail Hot Glue Gun. So there you have it. I hope this helps you if you are thinking about purchasing a glue gun, and hopefully this tells you whether the Surebonder Mini Detail Hi-Temp Hot Glue Gun, if I'm saying that all right, is the right hot glue gun for you. Quick note, I am not sponsored by Surebonder. I'm not endorsed. They're not paying me money or anything. I am an Amazon affiliate, so that just means if you click my link down below and you order, Amazon pays me a little bit of money, but it doesn't change the price for you. And really, when I do review videos, my goal is to be as honest and open with you guys as possible. I don't want you to just go buy it because I said to go buy it. Really, I'm not telling you buy it or don't buy it. I just want to kind of present the facts. And if you do decide to buy it, I'd love if you use my link down in the description below. Another thing that I think is super awesome is if you would subscribe to my channel if you're not a follower already, and if you would like this video if you found it helpful as you look into possible glue gun options. All right, I've got one more week of review videos, and then I'm hoping to get into some more Crochet Fridays. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling because it's between allergies and bronchitis. This year has been a little crazy for me, so I'm kind of doing a lot of last minute filming, but hopefully I will have those out next month. And of course, Tutorial Tuesdays post every Tuesday, so make sure you come back for those. Thanks for watching and happy crafting. All right, Mom, as I promised, this is getting thrown away. Dun, 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 dun. Although actually I'm gonna hang on to this for a little bit longer so I can run some crayons through it. But after I do that and totally destroy it, then I really will throw it away. Then I'm not trying to trick you. I really will throw this away eventually.